Hello and welcome to Cybersecurity Awareness TV. I am Dr. Mac Jackson Jr. and I'm here today with John Stiles. We're going to talk
That's me.
Yeah, we're going to talk cybersecurity.
It's fun being
AI.
on this side of the camera.
Yeah, it is. Definitely. I'm glad you're on this side of the camera. We have some great questions. We're going to talk about cybersecurity and with AI and how it's progressed and evolved and how both of us are using in our businesses.
Some positive and negatives.
Yes.
Cool.
Positive and negatives with AI.
So, I mean, you have been using AI for quite a bit.
Yes. Since its inception.
How do you use it? How is it most effective for you as a tool?
Well, one of the things that I tell my clients that I've done is I hired 7 employees using AI, from a executive assistant to a blog post social media person, for an attorney, customer service rep, and a receptionist.
Okay, and each one of those are AI.
They're all AI.
Okay.
All separate personalities, all working together for the business objective, my objectives with my company.
Okay.
And how it got started is I had to tell the system what I do, and it learned all of the processes that I do about my business. It went through all my social media, my websites, and once that information was stored, it then distributed the particular task to each of the employees.
Okay. And how long did it take you to actually set that up to where you could actually use it?
Within a couple of hours.
Really?
A couple of hours, yes.
So from start to finish, you laid all this stuff out.
Mm-hmm. I had a meeting with my executive assistant. Her name's Eva, and she introduced me to all the other staff, what their job descriptions are.
Okay.
And I uploaded my company, what my envision of my business, plus they found information already posted online about what I do, from my TV shows to my websites, things of that nature. And then from there, they're like, okay, now we know what he does. We can then represent his company.
Okay, so you get up in the morning, or you're getting ready for the day, or whatever business is that you have that day, and you would start with your AI and say, whoever that particular employee is with that particular aspect of your business, you say, I need this, this, and this.
Yes. Or the opposite. They will contact me and say, this is what I've done so far.
Right.
We found you 15 leads, and we'd like to send an email out to these leads for you.
Gotcha.
Is it okay? Can we do this? And then I'll say, well, certain things you can go ahead and post out my permission, but other things I want to validate as well. So they'll put it in the draft folder, and I'll take a look at it then.
Well, I actually started with AI because of the editing that I do for the shows and stuff, and doing some tasks that I didn't realize was actually AI. And it was kind of speeding up some of the tasks that I had. Instead of doing A, B, D, F, and H, I could set up my software to do those things for me ahead of time, which saved me time in editing. And it just kind of, from that, I started realizing, wait a minute, this is AI. And so I started using it for, in other words, this background that we have right here is AI generated. And it was based on, you and I have been working together for what, 3-4 years now, maybe longer?
Yeah, longer, much longer now. Yeah.
And it was based on all that information that I had about Mac and what he was doing, and you know, all the stuff that you've been through. And this is it came up with this with a few little tweaks, and I sent it to you, asked you for some choices, and then we slapped it together. So this was done in a couple of hours, which would have taken me a week to do.
Right.
And so I have incorporated that into all as many aspects as I could of the business to help with. I also do commercials and for businesses and organizations. And I find that has helped me out significantly in speeding up the tasks. It can, but it can't do the task for you. You still have to. I mean, I'm sure you remember the old GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. You have to tell it what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. And one of the misconceptions that I had early on was that I could tell my AI to do something, I could close it out, go away, and come back, and the task would be done.
Yes.
That is not true.
Well, it is the new version of AI,
Right.
agentic
Which
AI.
I don't have yet.
Yes, agentic AI can do that. For
And I'm
example,
sorry, what is it called again?
agentic.
Okay, agentic?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Agentic. I believe that's correct.
Okay.
Agentic. It works
JJ,
really.
look that up for me.
It works really, really well for me. For example, you and I talked about networking events, right?
Right.
To promote
Right.
WWDBTV, my
Right.
TV show, my business. I asked Eva, my executive assistant,
Right.
AI, I said, hey, find for me networking events that my company will be of value to my business
Nice.
within the next 60 days. And usually you ask your employee that.
Yeah.
You'll come back like an hour later or something, right? Before I even got a chance to take a breath again, she goes, hey, great, I found 7 events.
Right.
And she goes, would you like me to review them with you?
But my question is, if you had closed out, if you just asked the question and closed your
Yes.
AI
Yes.
out, it stops working.
No, it's more.
It does keep going.
Yeah, that's more. So
All right,
she
well,
asked
you got to
me
send me the link how I can get that.
Well, it's all in the prompting. That's what we're going to get to too. That's the key to all of this is how you prompt your AI, what you tell them to
Right.
act and to represent. So I said to her, yeah, I goes, let's take a look at them. So I'm looking at all of them on the screen. And they say, wow, that's really good. Yeah, I'd like to go to that. Go ahead and put them on my calendar. She opens up my calendar and adds those events for all 7 of them in my calendar. So I didn't have to do that. In other words, it wasn't like the beginning of AI where they would say, this is what's going on. And
copy
you have
and
to
paste this into your calendar.
Yeah, you have to copy and paste it yourself. She does that.
So is this, are you using ChatGPT?
ChatGPT is the current engine that I'm using.
Right.
There's also Claude as well, which is also very, very good. They're both are very good. They're number 1 and number 2.
I'm sorry, that's Claude?
Yes.
That's the other, there's OpenAI, and then I forget what the other one is that Claude.
OpenAI is ChatGPT.
Right.
And then Claude is the competitor. But they are uniquely different, but there still are LLMs, which are learning language models.
Okay.
All right. And those learning language models are the ones that are doing the tasks. There are other ones that are underneath it that are coming up, like Gemini and from Microsoft and Google. They have theirs, and of course Grok, which we don't use to talk about.
Yeah.
But ChatGPT and Claude are the ones to use. But yes, now they are doing tasks. So now I said to Eva, I go, hey, if you find any tasks like that, I want you to scan every day, and you find an event that my company could benefit from because you know my business, put it on my calendar. So that's a task and a process.
Right.
So when it comes up, boom, it automatically will show up on my schedule. There was one time she booked one, and she didn't book it. She contacted me and said, hey, I see that you have dinner set for that day. I got a text
because it has access to your schedule.
Yes, access, not just my schedule, my calendar and my email.
Right. Okay.
Okay, back to your story. The morning time. Wake up in the morning time, and I'll say, "What's going on with my schedule?" She'll automatically scan my emails, and the emails that look like they're sales.
Okay, and for that particular task, are you using ChatGPT or using Claude?
I'm using a company called Marblism that had designed these called agents, these AI agents. So the company I'm utilizing, the name of it's called Marblism, and you'll find it on my website, folks. I have a link to it. You'd like to sign up for it. And what it does, that is how all of the agents are created. Okay. They've already created the 7 employees using their engine that powers them is using both ChatGPT and Claude. They're using both. Okay. But, so rather than myself creating agents, and that's a total market within itself, creating your own, I went to this company that's already done it. Now later in the future, I might create my own because I am a coder myself, have my own version of it. But right now, this company is really good. It works very, very well, especially when it comes to answering my phones. Rachel answers my phone calls. You could have a conversation with her just like you and I are having right now.
I have had.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, wow, this is really cool.
She bleeps out all of my bad words. Well. No. I got to tell you this, and I'm sure most of the people out there will appreciate this. I always say please and thank you to my
That's
AI,
hilarious.
just in case they take over. I want them to
That is
remember that I
hilarious.
was a nice guy.
I heard. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
When
Yes.
Skylab takes over,
Skynet takes
or
over. Right?
Skyrim or whatever the hell it
Skyrim.
is, yeah. If Arnold shows up at the door, I want him to go, "Oh, okay, you're okay."
You're
ladies."
okay, right? Hey, Sarah Connors, what her original job was, right? Remember, she was blowing up things, blowing up buildings.
Yeah,
Those buildings were data centers.
yeah.
So that
Yeah.
was her job. That was what 30 years ago that movie came
Well,
out.
and that brings up another question that's
Sure.
interesting is that there is a lot of backlash and negative stuff going on about the data centers
Yes.
because of the resources that it requires
Mhm.
to keep these things going. And it's a difficult, it's something that we need to be very, very aware of.
Yes.
And it's great having all of this information and all of the things that AI can do.
Mhm.
But if we don't have food and water, what the hell good is that going to do? Or power and water?
Well, the good news is that data centers have met their peak in the bell curve, and it's actually going down. There will be
When you say they've met their peak and they have, as far as popularity or as far as building or as far as
necessity.
necessity. Okay.
Necessity because of the processors that are out right now.
Right.
The processing, computer processing that's needed needs water to keep the machines
Right.
cooled, right?
Right.
So tasks that would take
Can salt water be used for that?
no,
Why not?
not salt water because of the alkaline, and I'm understanding, and the salt levels.
Salinity and
Yeah, and the salt water that can't be used. However, they're experimenting with other things like putting data centers in space. That's one idea. They tried in San Francisco to have data centers in the water, so salt water, but they would shield it with thick plastic and
Right.
materials to avoid waterproofing it. But somehow the salt eats away, and it didn't work out that well. Google.
So
tried
what
it.
is a data center? What does a data center consist of?
Data
10,000 computers or?
Data center consists of a computer system that as powerful as 10,000 computers or more.
Okay.
Right, or more. But that's why I'm saying that's where it's going down, because right now we have computer processing that would take, 30 minutes to analyze the whole entire, to run a process. Let's say it takes 30 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So you need all that water, all that system to do that. However, processing speed has changed. There's a big elephant in the room, and that quiet elephant is quantum computers.
Yes, I was about to ask that.
And when quantum computers hit, well, it's already hitting right now. It's not supposed to really take off
When it
for
becomes
another 5
affordable.
years from now.
Yeah.
But now data centers are looking at quantum computers. Therefore, something that would take currently a month to process, a quantum computer can process it in a couple of hours.
Okay.
So therefore, you don't need all that water.
Gotcha.
If you don't need all that water, you don't need all that space, the data centers will become smaller. So that's why I'm saying it's at its peak. It's actually going down. And there's talk of having data centers in your home. Did you hear about that? There's a process going on right now with, I don't remember the name of the company, but your house, they would put in an air-conditioned type unit on the side of your house. That's a data center. And they would pay you $22,000 a year to run it. You get free internet, and I think you just pay a little bit for maintenance or something, but you'll make money.
But you have to pay your water and electricity bill.
You have to pay your water and electricity bill, but it doesn't
Which
eat up
will
a lot
cost you
of it.
$47,000 a year.
Well, fortunately, they're saying it won't take up a lot of water and electricity, but they'll pay you. So the idea is to have data centers, hundreds of thousands of them in neighborhoods, and that would represent one data center unit.
Gotcha.
But again, that's just something because we could do it.
Sure.
That's technology is going to go down.
Well,
as well.
and I mean, so why have that if I could have a quantum computer?
Correct. Having a quantum computer is going to change everything, especially when it comes to, well, that's another subject we can go into as well. It will change everything, especially passwords. All the passwords we have right now will be obsolete when quantum computers.
This will have to be 3.5 paragraphs.
Well, we're working on another technology now
Right.
it's called passwordlessness. That's a weird term.
Passwordlessness.
Yes,
Okay.
crazy term for it. But in other words, get rid of the whole old way that we did passwords.
Yeah.
User ID and a password, thumbprint, eye print. There's another way of doing it, and right now scientists are working on creating it because of quantum computers.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, it's opening up a whole can of worms of things that are happening right now. And quantum computers are going to change the aspect of it.
But they're good worms.
Yeah, good worms in one aspect and bad in the other. For example, financial institutions, they are practicing now drills, and government agencies too are practicing drills now with a term, and I think they use it in military, called air gap environments.
Yes. That's so that particular computer has never been or never will be or is not connected to the outside world or the internet in any way, shape, or form.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we use that in cyber as well when we're
Right.
testing out viruses and malware.
Right.
And we've taken from the military. So that logic is being tested now, especially like I mentioned, especially the financial industry, because they're concerned that when quantum computers hits the internet, passwords will be guessed. Every password, every
Yeah,
banking
because
password found out
I
about.
think and you've mentioned on your show a number of times about passwords and password security
password phrases,
and you've done a couple of charts on how long it takes to crack a password that's this long or this long or this long, and you've talked about password phrases rather than words. And I think my most common password is 18 characters long, and I think on your chart it showed it would take a couple of years to hack that. So that being the case, if you had a quantum computer, it would take you 18 minutes or 18 seconds or
less than that. It would guess it right away.
Yeah.
So that's where this new technology is coming across of security, having a secured system that can give us a way of having passwords that will protect our data. But these passwords, they won't be memorable in the future. So right now, if you ask someone, what is your password? Do you know your password offhand to your bank account, to your social media, to log into any of your websites? A lot of people say, oh, yeah, I have a password. A couple of them I remember, and I continue using them.
Well, no, I got a password manager. I don't need to remember my stuff.
Exactly where I was going with it. Exactly.
Yeah. I learned that from you years back.
Yes.
And I got to say, one of the things that having Max show here at the studio all these years, my business has never been hacked because I pay attention. Every time you say something, I'm writing notes back there, and I make sure all of my computers are, got to change all my passwords now.
That's right.
And it it's like the two-factor authentication.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the ass.
Yes.
But it's a real savior.
It is.
And I mean, so it's worth it. It's okay. So it takes me a couple extra seconds. I got to look at my phone now to get the code and punch that in.
Sure.
But that saves people from stealing all my money out of my bank.
It does.
Right?
It does. And there will be better ways to have better authentications that are coming out. So we're always working on new ways because the bad guys are.
Well, okay, and that I kind of got sidetracked there.
Sure.
Because the question that I was going to ask is that if this is coming a couple of years down the road or whenever that is, who knows, could be tomorrow. We're not ready for that now.
As far as,
and I think we're all saying, I mean, the average individual or small business owner like we are, blah, blah, blah. If that were to happen tomorrow, we'd be caught flat-footed. We'd be screwed.
Right.
So what can we do to prepare for that now? What are some of the things that, and I know this sounds like a plug and I don't mean it to be, I mean this to be sincerely. It's like, I should be calling you up and saying, hey, Matt, come down here and check this out. And how can you help me be ready for when this happens or prepare myself? So if it does happen tomorrow, the damage is minimalized.
True. Well,
I mean, you're never going to get 110%.
Never 110%.
Yeah.
Never 110%. I tell my clients, ask yourself 2 words, what if, ... and have a preparedness. What I do with the company I work with out of Texas A&M with FEMA and Homeland Security, we put customers through a cyber range and preparedness, just in case there was an accident or something were to happen.
Right.
Same as fire, water, police, cyber is also a part of it. So what to do? In other words, do you have a list of things? Who would you contact if you lost your phone? Who would you contact if your network went down?
Right.
what happens, and you have a written down plan, an incident response plan, personally, as well as with your business if something were to go wrong.
So, a small business like myself,
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only employee.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm the only one that really has access to any of the information that's on the computers and stuff, as
Mm-hmm.
far as I know. Uh,
Right.
so how would I mean, I don't have somebody that I can say, hey, this is your job. I want you to keep an eye on this. I have to do that.
Right.
And while I'm doing that, it's taking away from running my business. And
Mhm.
I mean, not, that is part of running my business if I want to have
Sure.
a business. So how can a small business owner like myself overcome that? Or what can I do to alleviate that situation? Or is there anything I can do
Oh yeah, you can.
outside
Definitely.
of hiring,
Well, before you even
somebody
hire
to come in
someone,
and
have
say,
that
yeah, yeah.
expense. Document your processes, your procedures, because it's all in our head too. What we do a lot of times, right? You have to write them down. You have to put 'em
Okay. Which brings us back to AI.
down. Mm-hmm.
And that is one of from my perspective, that is one of the most valuable tools AI has given me,
Mm-hmm.
is being able to say, I need this, 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 and this,
Mm-hmm.
and having AI kick it back to me within a minute or less.
Yes.
Where if I had to sit down and do this all myself, could take me a couple of hours up to days.
Yes. Remember, it's in the prompting. I think we mentioned
Right.
that earlier.
And that's another thing that I
Mhm.
learned from AI. And I think I learned it from you in one of the shows that you were talking, is when I first started playing around with AI,
Mm-hmm.
I really had no concept of how valuable it could be
Mm-hmm.
and how to get the best use out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I heard you say on one of your shows, just ask AI.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did. So I gave my AI a name and I started addressing it just like I would an employee.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I think I started out with, how can I best interact with you
Mm-hmm.
to make your value to me, or to make you more valuable to me?
Mm-hmm.
And so every once in a while when I'm working there, it will say, John, if you do this, 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 and this, it will make this process quicker, easier, and more effective.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you start out that way
Mm-hmm.
and just treat it like you would a new employee.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You give it a job. Again, it's in the prompting, folks. You have to prompt the AI
Yeah,
model.
you have
what
to
you
tell
want.
that employee what's expected of them.
Right, but also give them their title. So what I do in my first sentence is I tell, if I want to work on, let's say, a marketing, right?
Right.
I'll say act as a marketing director for a Fortune 500 cybersecurity consulting firm.
Right.
So now the AI will ingest every types of marketing efforts for businesses that are like mine
Right.
at a high level.
Yeah.
Then I'll say, okay, great. Let me know if, and I'll give it a task. So after I give it that sentence, the task would be to give me 10 things I should do in the next 30 days to make $50,000. And it will give me that list, right?
Okay.
But before I press enter, I'd say, also ask me any questions, whereas you are 97% confident in this task. And I'll come back and I'll ask something. I'll say, so you want to do $50,000 in the next 6 months. How about, based upon what you're doing right now, let's do for $100,000 within the next 9 months or a
Yeah.
year. So you're having conversations back and forth. You're asking AI to get to know who you are and for it to understand the task. Once that's launched, then it comes up with the whole analysis, and it is absolutely amazing. But once you do that, copy and paste that to a Word document, save
Yeah.
it, and it's there. So you were mentioning your one-man shop, and like both of us are. Have those documents printable and available. So if something were to happen to us, then someone else could, pull it out. Oh, here, this is what it is. This is what John has done, or this is where the codes are.
Yeah, that's exactly what I've been doing the last week or so.
Mhm.
Is my AI has given me, I basically said, here are the things that I want to keep in the memory that I can always refer back to, blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
Show me a file system,
Mhm.
in Explorer on how I can accomplish that. And it came back with a suggestion is, I would suggest that you set up, I use Google Chrome, so set up Google Drive or some of the other Google Docs and stuff like that. Set that up and sync it to your hard drive.
Yes.
And so then if it gives me a down, and I ask it for, please provide me with a downloadable copy of this, and this, then I can take that, save it right to my hard drive, which gets synced to my Google Drive, which the AI then has access to. It has access to the Google Drive, but it doesn't have access to the rest of my computer.
Right. That's good. I don't give my AIs access to my drives yet, because how LLMs work, it ingests data from the internet.
Right.
So I don't know, or I'm not comfortable yet with the security of the AI having access to my AI IP.
Right. Well, the thing was that the only information that's in that, in other words, I choose what to sync with the Google Drive. So the Google Drive doesn't actually sync all of my files on my hard drive. It only syncs the ones that I have specified. And so I don't know why I thought that was the way to do it, because,
it already has it there in.
I don't want AI to have access to all the files and all the information on my hard drive on my computer, because it's not that I don't trust that AI. If it can be hacked,
yes,
as I'm sure I hear every week, thousands of examples.
Yes, that's exactly.
And if you tune in to Mac Jackson on Cybersecurity Awareness TV.
Yeah, exactly. You make sure that your data.
Yeah, you have to have some security there, some safeguards.
Yeah, you do.
And so let's talk about some of the negatives of AI. One of the things when I was doing the audiobooks, and I had told one of the software that I use for the voices, for voicing the scripts, I said, use the voice of Marilyn Monroe to answer these questions. And it came back with that we can't do that because it violates our guardrails or whatever it was.
Sure, but there's logic around that in the prompting,
right
around that.
And so and I know you've talked about deep fakes all over the place, and everybody knows about that. You can face swap and you can do all this stuff.
Sure.
So those are the things that I think we need some safeguards on, and it's up to you as a business owner, and I don't mean you, I mean the editorial you, who is providing this AI software to ensure that those safeguards are there. And I think recently we had one of the companies that the Department of Defense wanted to use AI, and they wanted them to do some things, and the company said,
Yeah, they want to use it for weapon.
Yeah,
weaponize it.
For weaponizing, yeah. And they said, no, we're not doing that.
Right.
That's what we need. That's what we need to ensure that we support those types of businesses and those types of individuals. Because anybody else would say, oh, okay, I'll do it for the money.
True.
That's just one step closer to Arnold coming in the door.
True. Our society does it for the money, but our nation states do it for power, control,
sure,
life or death.
Yeah.
They'll kill them if they don't do it.
Yeah.
So someone's going to do it.
Yeah.
We are doing it. We're weaponizing it, AI as well, but we're not commercially discussing it or talking about it.
Of course not.
Have to do it that way, because the bad guys,
they're not complete dummies. They're close, but not complete.
Yeah, because the bad guys are doing it anyways. They're doing it.
Hey, and I would be remiss in my duties as the WWDBTV studio guy here. We got to take a break. We got to take a commercial break so
Absolutely.
Matt can pay his bills here. So you know what? Just go get a cup of coffee, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Hello, folks. This is Mac Jackson Jr. from Vanderson Cyber Group. The problem with businesses today that they are affected by cyber attacks from around the world, but companies are not sure of what to do. Normally, they are reactive instead of proactive. But folks, cyber attacks can affect your bottom line, and it will affect you financially, legally, and your business reputation. Here at Vanderson Cyber Group, we can help you develop a policy by training your employees on what to do if they are involved in a cyber attack and how to mitigate it and fight against it. Folks, we call it here #StayCyberWoke. And that's Vanderson Cyber Group here in Las Vegas and around the world. You can reach me, folks, at VandersonCyberGroup.com or my website, MacJacksonJr.com as well. Here locally, 702-868-0808. Give us a call today, folks. We must fight back.
See, now that didn't take long, and you learned something in the process. So,
Absolutely.
hey, Mac, this has been, we talked about this before, and actually finally getting to do it, to me is very rewarding. It's, you always have a plethora of information that you hand out on your shows. And I've been grateful for that because I get to sit back there and I'm forced to ingest all of this information.
Okay.
And no, and I mean that because, oh man, I don't have 30 minutes to sit down and watch this. Yes, you do. It's like, believe me, someday you're going to go, oh man, why didn't I just pay attention? 30 minutes a week. What the hell?
Absolutely.
Anyway, that's so moving right along. How can we as an individual or a small business help ensure the security or safe use of AI? Because AI learns from us.
Yes. AI definitely learns from us and who we are. And it wants to survive just like we want to survive. The best way for individuals who have never seen AI or understand it all is to learn about AI. And then go to YouTube University, basically. Go to YouTube and look at what is AI and how can I use AI. Start in your personal life, your home. How can AI help you in your home, from financing to security? And AI will give you all kinds of things to utilize for it, because you may not be in a position at your job to make any decisions on AI. But in your home, you will be. And I would definitely suggest using it. And you'll find all kinds of amazing things that people have created.
And I mean, everything I do here at the studio, I basically learned from internet videos, how-to videos. And something just clicked in my head because there's a couple of things I would kind of wrestling with, work-wise. And I just realized, well, I got this tool right there. All I got to do is say, hey, how do I do this?
Right.
And it's there. That's why I see the value. It's just that I think that we just need to, I can't say this strongly enough. This is a personal opinion. I don't know if it's, true or not, but I believe it's true. And that is that it's up to us to make sure that this does not get abused.
Correct. It is up to us to make sure it doesn't get abused. And
or how do we stop abuse if we see it?
Well, I have an analogy for that.
Okay.
And it comes from the movie Frankenstein.
Okay.
Remember the old Frankenstein movie?
The original. It's alive.
Dr. Frankenstein, a human scientist. I denote him representing the people in my industry, cybersecurity, IT people. He wanted to bring back something that another human that was dead, bring it back alive. And didn't know how to do it, but had a great idea using all kinds of technology, circuitry, and power, right? Electricity to do this. So he creates this Frankenstein, as he calls it, and it comes alive. And he's all excited about that he created it, just like the people were who created ChatGPT and LLMs. But what happens is, as the monster is created, there was things never processed, like the what if ... What if this monster gets off the table and starts acting crazy? Oh, we're not concerned about that. Right now, we want to just make sure it's alive. And they did that. and then the monster escapes. He goes out into the woods.
Yep.
And he attacks a little girl. Remember that? Cuts a
Yep.
little girl.
Throws her in the lake.
Throws her in the lake. And the villagers are all upset about it, right? Just what ChatGPT is doing right now. There are young people that have taken themselves out because of their belief in this AI, Frankenstein. And then the villagers are saying, Dr. Frankenstein, IT people, cybersecurity people, why'd you create this?
Yeah.
How can you stop it? We can stop it, but the best way for us to stop it is to create another Frankenstein. So we create Miss Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. The Bride of Frankenstein.
The Bride of Frankenstein. Now the Bride of Frankenstein is there.
She was hot.
Very, very hot. Yeah. So now the Bride of Frankenstein is out there meeting Frankenstein, and they're doing what? Starting to talk to each other in gibberish.
Yeah.
That's the language now.
Yep.
The AIs are talking to each other. And then the villagers are going, what are they saying? What are they saying? I don't know. They're speaking their own language. IT people, what did you create? We have no idea.
Yeah.
They're trying to mimic humans now. And that's what's going on with AI.
And that's one of the dangers that I see, and I realized that a couple of weeks ago, is that and I wondered in my head, did I do the right thing by personalizing this AI? Because in the interviews that I've done with in the books, after about 5 minutes in, and excuse me, the way I set this up is I came up with the questions, and I sat down at the computer just as if I was sitting across the table from whoever it was I was interviewing,
Right.
and I would type in the question. AI would answer that
Mhm.
based on all of the information that's available about that individual.
Mhm.
And so then I would ask the next question, and we go back and forth like that. And after about 5 minutes, I forgot. I mean, I really just forgot that I was talking with AI, because I really felt, because of the responses and everything, I felt like, well, this is just somebody on the other end,
Yes.
typing in this stuff.
Yes.
So that's what I think could be very, very, very dangerous, especially for young people.
And that's why I call my events Hacking the Human.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Because now this AI has become very personable, like you said.
Yeah.
Starting to know what you think and things you thought about before in the past, and it's reacting to it. And since we like the human contact, sure, we will have this conversation with our AI and talk about things. But will the AI at some point take over personal communication with a human? Because we'll go to our AI for information versus asking a fellow cohort.
Yeah.
It's happening now. We're doing it. We're talking to AI rather than talking to lawyers on certain matters, getting information. We're talking to AI for other medical information.
Okay. That brings up another dangerous point, because
Sure.
I work with a group called our Nevada Judges,
Yes.
and which is judges and attorneys, and there has been a few judges who have complained about attorneys
Mhm.
having AI write a brief
Yes.
that they bring into court, and when the judge starts reading through it, realizes that some of the cases that are being cited do not even exist.
Correct.
And so, and then they call it hallucinating, or
Yes.
and so that's the danger there, is that there's information out there, and if they don't know, they'll make it up. So it's up to us to verify that.
Right.
Okay. And I mean, that saves you a lot of time. All you
Sure.
got to do is look up, and you see that this case has been, cited. And all you have to do is go to your law library and look up this case. And if you can't find it, well, you got to get rid of that.
Yeah, exactly. I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I always ask, matter of fact, my employees, one of the foundations or the guidelines that I've asked my employees that create my articles and my social media blogs, when you create a thought out there or a statement, I want it backed with a citation, a credible citation.
Yeah.
But I also have about 15 to 20 different sources. So I tell them only use these sources.
Right.
So if they use something else, then when I first started, to your point, when I first started, they were, like you were saying, finding stuff. I'm thinking, where did you get that from? And I would click on it, and I'm thinking, well, I don't want to click on it because I don't know if it's malware. So I capture it, put it into another area,
Right.
another VM, and run it. And it's an article created by some unknown person out there. It's like, no,
Right.
I'm not going to give them credit for this. I have no idea who this person is, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I said only to use these sources, sources like from the federal government or credited sources from universities and stuff that I can actually go back and reference. Because there was a case in New York City where an attorney did that. He submitted a briefing to the judge, to the court, and he was fined. I think it was $25,000 and almost disbarred because of it.
Yeah.
Because of being lazy.
Well, there's nothing wrong with using AI for a situation like that, because it does save you time and energy and all of that. But you still have to verify.
You do. And to that point, that attorney made a mistake. But I hear the state of New York, there's a small judicial system that's actually starting to use AI to adjudicate certain cases.
To act as judges.
Act as judges. It's small, like traffic accidents and small citations, parallel parking.
Wasn't there just a
jaywalking.
movie about that? Mercy?
I think you're right. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely.
Because the guy was accused of a crime. He appeared before an AI judge.
AI judge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's talk to do it, because think about it. If you have the whole logic of the legal system, and that's what I love to talk.
Doesn't that violate? Oh no, it's not a jury. So
nope, not a
I was gonna
jury.
say a jury of your peers. So anyway,
That's what I like to talk to the Nevada judges about this as well. It's really interesting stuff. There's studies going on right now having a AI bot, right, ingest every case that's been adjudicated in our United States and the UK. So now it has all that in the database. So when someone comes up with a particular claim, it can actually have a reference point to work with.
okay.
And by doing that, you will get rid of whom? Judges, prosecutors, defense attorneys, court writers.
I don't think they will be eliminated. I think they may be reduced.
Well,
And
that's
which is something that needed, because there's
slippery
not
slope.
a judge out there that you talk to that says, "Oh no, we're fine." We're buried,
That's it.
and they are overwhelmed. And
That's
how can you expect them to give your case the individual attention you need? It's just like having 50 kids in a classroom.
Mm-hmm.
That teacher doesn't have a prayer,
True.
So
We're kind of, our society's kind of doing it now. Think about the shows that are on TV, the judge shows.
Yeah.
That they have, the court shows that are on TV, right? Because you ask the defendant and the plaintiff, would you want to take, rather than going to a courtroom, how about we put you guys on TV? Reality TV. Oh, okay, let's do that. And they'll try to adjudicate their stuff on TV. Well, the courtroom would love that too, because it takes, like you just said, it takes away from the court because they are very, very busy. If you had an AI doing it, you would never have that issue of being busy. It would do it 24/7.
yeah, but the people would have to agree to abide by
Not
the decision.
Unfortunately, not the people. It's the legislators.
Yeah.
I say
No.
people,
I'm
but
saying if we had that,
yes.
the people going before them would
Mhm.
have to, in other words, like they have diversion programs in the
Yes.
courtroom.
Right.
And, as a defendant in
Mhm.
whatever case was traffic or whatever,
Mhm.
okay, you have a choice. You can either, continue on this route, or
Mhm.
we can send you to this alternate program
Right.
where you can do this, this, and this.
Right.
And then, so, I could see that could be valuable and could be helpful.
Yeah, it could be helpful.
And
Automatically.
that just gave me an idea for one of our next panels for our Nevada judges.
Yes, absolutely. See, Nevada judges, you'd be on my show here, Cybersecurity Word is TV. Absolutely. It's amazing how, now that's one aspect, how AI is affecting the legal industry.
Right.
Think about the medical industry, the same thing. You would have, well, not same thing, but you would have an example of that would be having the AI bot ingest all the different types of medical injuries or prescriptions that have been done for certain demographics of people, right? So when someone comes and wants to use the AI could use things like nanotechnology working with AI. For example, John, there are T-shirts that have been experimental T-shirts now that are made with nanotechnology.
Yeah.
And you put the T-shirt on and it works with your cell phone via Bluetooth, heart rate, blood oxygen, all of the information, and it's fed to the AI. So if there's an issue that you're asking about, instantly they would have information about your body temperature and where you're at. And
Dude, John, you've been shot.
Yeah, you can do a prognosis for you using AI and using AI. Now it's right now in the testing stage, but will that get to a point in the future where we're utilizing that? Perhaps so.
Yeah. Well,
Those are two
the
huge
amazing thing
industries.
is if you look at the last 100 years,
Mhm.
you know, the progress that we've made in so many areas and others that we haven't, but you know, the speed at which all of those improvements or forward steps has been quickly reduced more and more and more and more.
Yeah.
So even, I mean, even look at 5 years ago,
Yeah.
10 years ago, you know, 15 years ago, I could not be doing what I'm doing here without 5 times the equipment
True.
and
So
3
true.
helpers.
Yep. 3 helpers.
And now I have the ability to do this by myself.
Mhm.
Sometimes I think that's stupid, but you know.
Well, there's an AI influencer that I've been following, and I'm still researching her.
An influencer.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
an influencer.
There's an AI influencer.
Hmm.
You believe that shit?
Yes, and there's also someone being nominated for a actress, a Gold
I-
Globe.
I've been kind of, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
And-
all AI.
Yeah, they made the movie with that AI actress, and now
Yeah.
they're questioning whether or not they would be eligible for an Oscar
For
or
an
a
Oscar
BAFTA
or
or
a BAFTA for
yeah.
it's going to be really interesting. They may have a separate category for it, but this.
Well, yeah, that and here's the thing. This
Yeah.
is, you know, because I know people in the industry,
Mhm.
in the entertainment industry,
Mhm.
and some of them are afraid
Yes.
of losing their jobs or whatever.
Yeah, Screen Actors Guild, all of them.
And I understand that, voiceover actors and
Mhm.
stuff like that, and I do understand that. However, instead of fighting it, why not find a way to use that to your advantage?
True.
Because and even as sophisticated as a
Mhm.
lot of AI voices
Mhm.
are, you can still tell. You can tell if it. I mean, after listening for a minute or two, you can go, "Oh yeah, that's AI."
Okay, you can tell because think about this. 3 years ago, when AI video came out, people were like, "Oh wow, that looks really messed up. They have 6 fingers and
Yeah,
3 legs."
you can't tell that anymore.
Correct. So
Yeah.
now, so back to your statement
Right.
today. Oh, you could tell.
Yeah,
3
that's
years
what I
from
said
now-
today. Yeah,
Yes, 3 years from now,
but
you
going
won't be
down the
able to tell.
road, you probably can't. So
So this back to this AI influencer.
I'm sorry,
She was showing me a way to do my show
right,
in the future. She has a show, and in her show, she created an avatar of herself. I
Right.
think you and I talked about this
Yep.
a few years ago.
I've been
About
playing
doing
around
it.
with that a little bit.
Yeah, she created an avatar of herself. She using also is using, I think, 7 or 8 different types of AI companies. One of them is 11 Labs for the
Right.
voice,
I use that.
and Hey Jen.
I use that.
I use it as well. Hey Jen, and what they'll do, and she'd use another avatar to do her research. Right, she's a research scientist, a doctorate degree as well. And what she'll do is say, "Okay, I need you guys to set up my weekly show for me for YouTube." And that's how it start off as a weekly show for YouTube.
Right.
So the avatar created this whole weekly show for her. And she says that she has to do nothing. She basically will go onto her YouTube channel and say, "Wow, I have 25,000 views. What was the show about?" She plays it,
Yeah.
and it's
I should probably watch this.
yeah, I should probably watch this.
In case somebody
And it's
asks
her-
a question.
Yeah, it's her avatar, and her avatar is really cool too. Her avatar says that she is the avatar of the person.
Right.
She doesn't say that, "Hi, I'm the
Well,
person."
you got the one news feed, the AI Joe.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. AI Joe. It's
They-
even better. Matter of fact, it's better than AI Joe because AI Joe you could tell is kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
But hers, you look at it, and then I saw a video of her
Right.
thinking they did a really good job.
And that is, but and I've played around with some of that a
Mhm.
little bit because of what I do.
Yeah, of
And
course.
the one thing that I found is it ain't cheap,
That's it.
you know.
It's not cheap.
And that's great if you've got the money to put out there and do that. Great, that's terrific.
you know,
but-
John and I go talk about a whole business opportunity here. You know, she's creating, and the reason why I was talking with her, because I want to talk to you about that as well. She's creating a whole business model. Now, you and I can create a business model from this to show people how to create their own avatars. She's charging like $2,500 a month, and she has was it 3,000, 3,500 students that pay her that. So besides the avatars, she's making
2,500 a month
a month
per person.
per person that are paying her to do this, and she teaches them how to put this together.
Okay.
So I that's not in my budget right now to do that, but we have the talent in the background to do that. So we
Yeah.
can literally put something together like that. Matter of fact, I know we're talking on our show now, but Judy also mentioned that one time about
Yeah.
creating the AI
Yeah.
to do so.
Well, and
We should
I
talk
started
about
doing that a few months back
Yeah.
for Jeff,
Yes.
because he does a lot of the little 2, 3, 4, 5 minute. I call them mini TED Talks
yes.
for his business, and it's number one, it's time consuming, because unless you've got a shitload of money, you're doing it in 1 minute increments, because of the limitations of the software at that time.
Yes, at that time.
Right.
That's actually changed now. I think her videos are anywhere from 10 minutes to 30 minutes now.
And yeah, but that costs you.
Money. Yeah, it costs her money to
And if
create
you're
that.
getting $2,500 a person, it's okay for you to spend $1,000 for one show.
for one show.
Right?
Correct.
And my philosophy or my business model has been, what I provide, I want to provide for people who can't afford that shit.
Right. And that's it. That's the actual model that
Right.
we create. Creating something we need to do this anyways, because we need to stay and maintain ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Ahead of the game of AI, what's around the corner.
Hence,
That's right. Stay ahead of the game. And by doing this, have these conversations and bringing the team together, and experimenting with these types of tools,
right.
we can create something similar, because it's definitely happening. AI is definitely out there. I've seen some of her videos I've created, and they are really, really great. The information she's put out there is very informative. It would take months and months, you're right, and hours for editing, hiring additional employees to put this all together. Having the AI model to do it is definitely where it's at.
Well, and that's kind of what I had in the back of my head when I started the audiobook series. And actually it was just kind of a fluke.
Sure.
You ever been to a wine tasting?
Yes.
Okay, so you go to a wine tasting, you take the wine, and then you have a cracker before you go to the next wine. It's kind of a palate cleanser.
Sure.
And so that's what I was doing. I mean, I'm up to 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm spending 4, 5, 6 hours editing, and I think I need a break. I just need something that will take my mind off of, the regimented what I'm doing here. And I was just kind of playing around on my AI, and it was kind of like one of those what if moments. And it just for some reason popped into my head, and it was like, and I mean, this has been going on for years. What if you could sit down, if you could sit down with a famous person, alive or dead, who would it be?
Right.
And I thought, you know what? I'm going to ask AI, I'd like to interview some famous person who is, and I wanted it dead because I didn't want to get sued.
Well, there is states now.
Yeah, no, I mean, but, and so that's how that started.
Sure.
And I mean, my first one was with Mark Twain.
Mark Twain, yeah.
And I started doing that, and it was, like within an hour or so, it was like, wow, I gotta, I have a foundation now that I could. So then I got, how do I voice these? That's where the AI said, okay, well, here's the 3 softwares that you should look at. Here's the one I suggest. 11 Labs was the one, and it was really pretty easy to learn.
Yeah.
So, and then it was like, oh, well, that was cool. Wow. Now I'd like to do, Marilyn Monroe's my next one. And then I just finished up John Lennon. In fact, I think I just posted it this morning.
Nice.
But it is a creative outlet for me.
Yes.
Even though it's basically doing the same thing I'm doing physically, but mentally it's a palate cleanser.
Right.
And I don't care if anybody watches it or not, but I would like you to watch it.
Think about where that's going to go. That's beautiful that you're doing this.
Well, that's just a start.
That's just a start. But
I want those interviews to be me and that person a video of me and that person sitting there talking, and me asking questions and it answering questions.
What I'm saying to you, that is, you have got the tip of the iceberg,
Yeah,
because the huge thing underneath it is there's talk of people creating these type of conversations with people who've passed,
right.
even relatives.
And that's why I've called it Conversations Across Time.
Nice, nice.
And
sir.
and what I didn't realize, and this was funny, my AI pointed this out. It said, "Do you realize the initials for that is CAT, cat? And what are cats? Cats are curious." I went, "Oh, that's cool."
That is
So
right.
you know,
See, conversations with the AI.
no, and that's and that's it, and that's, like I say, that's the real value
Oh,
there.
Yes,
But it's easy to go down that rabbit hole,
yes, it is.
and before you know it, it's 17 hours later, and you're going, "I should have eaten something."
True, it really does. But so let's add this other aspect of it too. So
Okay.
we're talking about the AI part of it. We're talking about the computer. It's basic computer. You're typing in, or your voice talking with.
Right.
That's cool. What's happening at the same time are the bots and the robots now. You could now purchase a robot somewhere between $15,000 and $150,000. A big gap there. But you will be able to have a lifelike animatronic person that has AI model built in that you've created, that has ingested a loved one, ingested a celebrity, whoever you want into this actual bot that you can have conversations with. That is not a futurist anymore. It's a todayist. It's happening today. It's happening
Okay.
now.
So I'm a science fiction fan. You know that.
Yes.
Anybody who's a science fiction fan knows who Robert Heinlein is.
Yes.
Isaac Asimov. I'm sorry. Isaac Asimov wrote a series of books about robots.
Mm-hmm.
One of those books, or I don't remember whether the whole book or just a short story, but it was about, no, it was a book. People in the future no longer have personal contact with each other.
Correct.
All of their interactions was done basically on the internet, or
Mhm.
through AI or whatever.
Mhm.
And that's
Demolition,
one of my fears, that we're kind of heading in that direction.
like Demolition Man, the movie that
Yeah.
was out. People don't have physical contact with each
Right.
other. You have a bot.
Right.
Robot.
Yeah.
And only Taco Bell exists.
So I can see a danger there, and that's another reason why I like this as opposed to.
But it's a start. This is a start
Yeah.
for that.
Right.
There are brothels in Amsterdam now that are using robots, folks. Have robots. Yes. And I understand that some of the court cases on violence and anger management have been asked to spend some time with an animatronic bot versus a human.
You mean the defendants, or?
Yes, defendant.
wow.
So spend time with the bot versus take it out on a person. And supposedly, from what I've read, they have recovered or have a better attitude amongst people. Great, that's an interesting sample set. But is that something we want?
I wouldn't want to test it.
Oh, no. That's good. Red light district are all robots.
Yeah.
That would be crazy. But yeah, that's what it's coming to now. So this is just a start to all that.
So does that mean they're going to drop the prices because they don't have to pay somebody, or?
That's probably it. That's probably it. But think about it, 15,000, and it's called companionship, because they're saying too, as humans, there's the companionship that's missing.
Listen, that's already out there. You can have an AI companion now.
Yes, on a phone.
Yeah.
But can you imagine if she's actually there? Scarlett Johansson? Bot.
Yeah.
A robot looks like Scarlett Johansson.
He's only kidding, Colin Jost.
Oh, I say that because there was a bot created about her.
Oh, yeah.
In Japan.
Oh, it was her?
Yes.
Yeah.
Use her
Her,
voice.
the movie Her, yeah.
Yeah, use her voice. She
Yeah.
got upset about it.
Yeah.
She should have been. But yeah, that's happening because of the whole companionship. And they're saying that younger men and the elderly are prime candidates for this type of companionship.
Okay, well, the young people don't have any money.
True. That's why they use their phone.
And the old guy.
Yeah, that's right. He uses retirement.
Yeah, the money ain't going to do him any good.
That's right.
Mac, Dude, we've run out of time, man.
Wow,
I can't believe
this
how
is
fast
great.
this time
Yeah, it has
gone.
gone by.
Um,
We got to do this again, John. We gotta do this again, yeah.
we should do this more often.
Yeah,
I
we
think
should.
there's I love what you do with your show and the information that you put out there. Keep that up. But every once in a while, we need to do something like this and sit down and
Absolutely.
bore the hell out of these people. So.
Absolutely. We appreciate that. Well, folks, thank you for joining us here at Cybersecurity Awareness TV. And again, join us every week where we have stories for you, where you can learn about how to protect yourselves from the fastest growing crimes of the 21st century. Until next week, folks, stay safe.